Some gavel action.
Little tip.
Am I on now?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this
Oh,
again.
you're on. You're on. We're on right now.
Oh yeah, we're on.
So what? You're a
going
Dallas
down.
fan?
You need to shut up.
Are you a Dallas
Let
fan?
me do my thing.
Are you a Dallas fan? Is that
The
what I'm
Dallas
hearing
fan,
from you?
yes, that's
Is that what
exactly
I'm hearing
right.
from you?
Dallas,
Yes.
the only Dallas fan.
You know what? I can edit this tape any way I want.
Oh, are you the government
knows
now?
how to
Is
use
that what's going on? You're the
Episode
government.
112, STL Roar, mycitymymusic.com. We've got this guy in here and Guy Kingsbury. Yes.
A guy and a guy.
Yes, Guy, he's
We're
a
not
guy.
together, though.
Yes.
Where's the
If you're part of the Green Bay Packers family, they are called Packers for a reason, but I don't judge. That's all you. That's all you.
We're packing Dallas cheerleaders. That's what we're doing.
You know what? That's all you can do.
That's all I had to do. That would be okay for a while.
Now, would you rather tackle or packle?
Yeah, both.
Takes one to do the other.
That's right. $20 is $20.
As long as they're consenting.
As long as there's a moist towel involved, I'm there.
As long as they're consenting. I'm not here to do anything wrong.
Okay, Stuart Johnson, the Viking, he's here.
I'm trying to move away
That's
from
too
that.
much information.
We
My
used to-
guy, and my guy Mike Dawson, we got to give him props. He's at the table, he's in the background. And of course, our guy Tweezy, he does all this.
The
Makes
man.
everything happen. Look at your wig.
Yeah.
Why? I don't want to know where you left that either. Stuart,
In
make
his
sure you
pants.
pick it up when
I
you get
keep it
home.
warm.
Yeah,
Touching
okay.
I'm not touching it.
So,
You heard about the guy that went to see his doctor, didn't you?
No.
which
He
one?
says, Doc, I'm having weird dreams. He says, really? What are your dreams? He says, well, the other night I dreamt I was a teepee. Really? That's interesting. He says, and last night I dreamt I was a wigwam. He says, well, your problem is you're too tense.
Huh? Do you have a drum roll over there? Do you have a
No,
little,
no, this is what we got for that. You ready?
This is what we
Are you
got
ready?
for-
Are you ready?
No, I got something special for that.
No, this is very special. Where is it? Here we go.
That's what I deserve.
Oh, where were you all my life with him?
You know what? That's funny because he's got a couple friends that keep sending these bad dad jokes.
See,
And
where did that happen, though? See, that's what I want to know. Where's this bad dad thing happen? It's just
They're
bad
great.
jokes.
They're just-
Who
but it's
replaced
so
the
funny.
B with a D?
it's hilarious though when you think they're so cornball.
Oh, they're like for school.
Oh, they're horrid.
They
Right.
can say it at school, now you're
Right.
in trouble.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
That's what my teacher does at school. Tells all those jokes.
They're that stupid.
I was like, hey, did you hear about the guy that made yardsticks? He's not going to make him any longer.
Oh, for
He's
fuck's
not
sake!
gonna make
them
them
any really.
long. That's all this show is tonight. Is just checking every one of your shit tracks. That's what this is.
There's only 9 of them.
There's only 9. Oh, we're
Oh, we're
screwed.
held back.
I guess this is a 20-minute show.
That's right. Or just don't fuck it up.
We're gonna have to
Okay.
cycle through.
So
So what have you been up to lately?
What have I been up to? Oh, just trying to put a show together.
What are you trying to do? Can you talk about
We
it?
got a thing on the 22nd.
We're here now. We're talking about you guys.
Oh, well, I know, but I'm just
What have you
saying.
been doing?
I mean, we hung out for your birthday, so I just was wondering, everything good still?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
I got this guy.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear. Mike, I've seen you before, and I'm not sure.
Post office.
Now that you mention
We can
it,
take
I
down the
gotta
one
go.
that sounds.
You guys are both smiling a lot more.
As long as you don't work at Arby's near my house, you're fine. You know, it means.
You can't go near schools
Well,
either.
have you seen that? I mean, my Arby's right by my freaking house. They're packing, right? The manager. and
Once
one of the
again,
workers
you
gets
have
in
your
trouble.
bucket.
I mean, I'm like, who wants to go to that Arby's anymore? Is there anything else you'd like? Well, I don't know. Are you packing tonight? No. Well, then fine. I'll take some horsey sauce and
Maybe a napkin.
some extra. You forgot my Oh, you know what? Never mind.
I didn't need them. You said-
I got this.
Don't need them. Don't need them.
Would you like me to bring you a shake?
I was telling you earlier that we went out to the factory this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that's been out of the factory, it's kind of interesting.
Is it a complete outdoor?
No,
venue?
it's
It is
indoor,
indoor.
and it's just like it's set up
pageant.
just like the pageant.
Really?
Oh, okay, cool.
Were you impressed?
Oh, I'm impressed by the setup because it's like the pageant. So the pageant's cool.
Right.
You know, I mean, I love that setup. You know, it's got the balcony and everything, and the flat seating at the bottom, and it's got that next level up, and then the next level up, and the bar.
Yeah, that's what we
I just
called
did
it
her.
when we went to school.
Junior high.
I remember mezzanine.
Yes, mezzanine.
Mezzanine Shabalarak.
Anyway.
So I don't know. It was interesting though. I mean, because it was really everybody was sitting down. It was Australian Pink Floyd, which I've seen on PBS before.
Right.
And
New kind of cuisine.
Australian Pink
I
Floyd.
like some Australian Pink
I'd like
Floyd.
to try the Australian Pink Floyd, please, with crab. And I don't know. It was just kind of weird. Everybody was sitting down. It just wasn't.
It didn't have the right vibe, did it?
No.
Doesn't. To me, I mean, I've heard it's like sterile and just doesn't have the vibe.
I had the yeah, and I don't want to say that it's not a good place to go.
Right.
I mean, it's not rock and roll. I mean, I'm like, can we stand up? Even at the end when the lead vocalist. Have you ever seen this Australian?
I've seen it.
Australian
Yeah,
TV,
they're
yeah.
good.
Right.
I mean, they're brilliant.
Right. So they got most of the people are just up there playing, and then the three women come out, and then the gentleman comes out and sings the Roger Waters parts,
Right.
and and then the bass player the other night was singing a lot of the Gilmore parts, which of course I love that. And then, but he comes out, he does that, and not until the end of the show, everybody was just sitting down, and then the song would end, and you're like, yeah,
Like being at the
Yeah.
opera. It sounds like you're at the
Booty
opera.
Music. It's not jump up and down music.
It sounds like the opera.
part of it is.
Most of it.
Run Like Hell. I mean, I'm throwing my hair around to that song. I mean, I'm like,
Well, at the
So you have
pageant,
less time to
everybody
throw my
would.
hair around.
Yeah, at the pageant, everybody would be.
right.
They would.
And then even at the end, the gentleman's the lead vocalist. He's like, "Everybody, get up, let's go!" And we're all like going to the encore. But I'm like, everybody's apprehensive about even getting to the freaking rail.
Oh.
Did they make you tuck a napkin in your collar or your belt when you're walking? It's one of those kind of.
No, but it seemed as though I did
Okay.
mentally,
Well, then why didn't you just jump up and break the mold?
because you don't want to piss off anybody behind
Who are
you.
you gonna piss off?
I don't know.
Well, there you go.
You
It's
just
rock
don't
and
know.
roll. It's rock and roll.
Sit out, sit down. You're like,
That's when you say I'm packing. Shut up.
it's a rock show.
Meet me at Arby's.
Yeah.
Extra horsey sauce. I don't care who's packing.
There's some people sitting right in front of us at the Hall & Oates. Yes, Hall & Oates and
Train, right?
yeah, Train.
Yeah, it's a
Candace.
great
I love those
That was
guys.
a great
They're
song.
the
I
bomb.
can't think of the last name, but she's magnificent.
Oh yeah, God, she was great. Yeah,
I can't think of the last name, but she's amazing.
yeah.
Anyway.
yeah.
I'm with a bunch of people I know, and
Yeah.
Mark Mashmeyer and his wife are up there,
Yeah.
and Mark's got a loud voice.
Yeah.
He's just got a naturally strong, powerful voice. And we're talking, and these people are like, "Shh, could you be quieter? We're not interrupting the music." It's like even during in between and stuff like that, or when they were talking. And so finally, and he was getting a little bit toasty, so he'll gladly admit that. We realize these people are videotaping the whole concert the whole time.
Oh wow!
Oh, let's make some more noise.
Wow!
Well, I mean, you know what? That's on them.
Yeah, let's
They
mess up
they
their
have
bootleg.
to, deal with that. You take chances like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have an HD camera that takes out the background noise.
Get out of here!
I do. I used to, yeah, it does. Takes the background noise out. It's really cool. It's compact too. It's like
Yeah.
very small, but yeah, it's
Wow.
pretty cool. Believe it or not,
She's got the groovy gadgets. I gave her a special button for her birthday.
you gave me a bunch of them.
Well, yeah, but the one was very special.
Yes.
It was
It was
especially picked out for you.
Cost me
Yes.
extra.
It's like
That's
a
everything.
isometric view cutaway of a movie camera, an old time movie camera.
Very
I
cool.
just thought, this is cat. This just says cat on it.
Very cool. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Yes.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
So otherwise, what are you doing?
What am I doing? Well, let's see. I'm not getting any fatter, fortunately.
When's your next gig?
I play this coming Saturday at the old smokehouse in Wentzville. It'll be my first time there. It's supposed to be a great place to eat.
Is that
Great place to
you?
play. Yeah, just me.
Doing a
Me by
solo?
myself. Yep.
Doing a
Solo.
solo.
You can't hear me. I hear the food is fantastic. A lot of my friends have played gigs there, and they say you're gonna love it. It's a six to 9 show.
Awesome.
Nice.
I advertised as 6 to 10 because I thought it was 6 to 10, but it's only 6 to 9, so that's cool.
That's even easier.
69.
So I can go hear another band after I'm done.
I couldn't help it.
So that's what I got going on this week.
You do Stray Bullet too, right?
Yeah, I got Stray Bullet playing, got Piecemeal playing. Also, as of this past weekend, we've just returned Norman Rockwell to the whole scene.
Oh, wow.
We played down at Dog Prairie Saturday. I had Piecemeal there Friday. Dog Prairie played there Saturday. Without Chris
Mm-hmm.
Beebe, he's come back to play guitar with us. He'll be with us on the 24th.
So you're
Where-
so Roxwell is a 4-piece, right? Five. Oh
Five.
shit.
We're doing some cool material. We're doing stuff like Ambrosia.
Oh, that's right.
And
Wow.
Steely Dan. Yeah. It's pretty fun. You know, as well as some typical classic stuff.
Right.
But we're going for the more gregarious things.
Is it-
Things take a lot of vocals.
Is it okay if you give us a spoiler and tell us what Ambrosia tune you're doing?
We're doing 2.
What?
We're doing She's the Biggest Part of Me and
Oh.
He can do
You're
it.
doing
He can sing it.
yeah, and I love it. It's such a fun song to sing. It's such a great, like a Pink Floyd thing. It's a mood piece,
Right.
but it's jazzy and it's just
Yeah.
it's so much fun. These guys are really good musicians. I mean, Chris Miller is a great, very educated musician. He
Yeah.
knows all his theory. He knows what this is and what that is. And oh, this is missing. We got to have that 9th in there over the 7th and all that shit.
Oh.
I was told there'd be no math. You know, I have no idea.
This guy.
Is that the granny chord that goes like this?
Okay, Guy, you're the legend here. When did you start playing music?
Oh man,
He was a fetus.
I know, I believe that. He's the one that had the X-ray with the baby.
Right.
and the
Normally,
guitar, that's all
normally
him.
you cut an
Everybody keeps
umbilical
using it.
Yeah, I had a
There's a
twin, and I used to
speaker cord.
drive my roommate crazy.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's getting worse.
Wow.
Right. There is no. You're not getting a
It's time
boom
for number
sis out of
3.
that.
Here
Let's
we
see.
go.
Let's
Number
go
3, we got 6
with-
left.
We're going to Arby's.
I started singing when I was a kid. It was just fun to sing. But then I started learning to play guitar when I was 14. Got my first guitar, classical guitar, and was learning to play that.
Your
trying
inspiration.
desperately.
What music were you playing?
Well, my inspiration was actually my cousins in Massachusetts. Came up from a very musically inclined family.
Awesome.
My aunt and uncle had played in the Boston Philharmonic. My uncle played in the Boston Pops, or vice versa. They both played in one, and the other one played in the other. I have an aunt on my mom's side that was an opera singer. Everybody sang.
Your legacy.
Yeah, it's in the blood, definitely.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Craftsmen, artists, and singers. They're everywhere.
That's killer.
Yeah.
In my blood. And so it was inevitable. I started playing guitar. I was fucking dreadful. Can I say fucking?
Yes, you can say
I
it as much
was
as you want.
fucking dreadful.
No. Now you can say
It
it.
was really hard. I just had a really tough time transposing in my mind using manuscript, which I'd read in choirs all my life, and I got sight reading, do parts and stuff. When the teacher would do it for guitar, I'd work it to the point of just tears, because I mean the guitar was a whole nother thing, and I'm trying to do that and do this, and it just wasn't happening for me. I couldn't make the two coalesce. So I'd take the stuff that he would write out for me, and I'd take it back to the next lesson. I just put it in front of me. I sit there and watch him, and just copy him. And that's how I learned to play.
Did it have anything to do with being a southpaw? Did
I
that
don't know if it
complicate
did
things or not?
I don't know if it complicates. He was a southpaw too. That's how.
Oh, that
he
makes it
was my
easier.
Guitar teacher. I was in the old Hamlin Music at Northwest Plaza probably before you were even born. And that's where I got my first guitar. And I asked them to demo it for me because I was looking at Alvarez classical. I was like, I don't really know how to play. I don't know if I want to buy this or not. And but I knew I needed something I didn't have to plug in to play. So I was looking at this nylon string guitar. And they called down one of their teachers, and he hopped up on the stool and started playing classical and flamenco and jazz upside down and backwards. I said, "You're a teacher, dude. You're mine." I hooked up with him.
That's
3 months
awesome.
later, got the guitar on my 14th birthday, and yeah, he was my teacher for the first year and a half. Learned all my basics from him. We remained good friends for many years. I went back to him later on to learn some more complex stuff, but I didn't do so well with that. I was really trying to become a classical guitarist.
Did you go back every week? Did you do that every week?
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so how were you with
Ruthlessly.
that? When I took up the bass, when I was 36, so I always wanted to play an instrument, but I never was good at focusing on it. I couldn't do that. So then when I took a few lessons, like with Fernando Padron, I was like, he's fantastic musician, great guitar player, and smoking bass player.
Oh yeah.
And then all it brought me was anxiety because I would never practice enough. I was raising a couple of kids and I just couldn't sit
You
down.
always
And,
had 19 pans in the fire, man. You're doing
yeah,
practice
so
for
I mean,
everybody.
I wish I would have started when I was younger, when I didn't have all that going on. Not like I blame that stuff for anything. That's not my point. But my point is that I just wish I would have been doing it then when that's all I had to do.
when you're
Right.
on a spongier.
Right.
You can absorb
That too.
Yeah, exactly.
And my fingers were more limber and blah, blah, blah. But shit, that's going back every week. I'm like, all I'd feel is like, I'm not ready.
Good name for a dancer. This is limber. Look at her. She's limber.
Right next to a band name, I'm sure. We talk about band names all the time. We'll
All
get
the
into that
time.
later.
I put 2 words together. It's like, that's a band name.
No, the next band name should be Eagles and Attitudes. That should be the next band.
Eagles and Attitudes.
Egos and attitudes.
Egos and Attitudes.
Yes.
I've got some good ones.
Yeah.
Oh, he's had some over the years. And that we were just talking about that on the way down here because I was like,
He's been in a couple of them.
I've been in a couple, but he'll go, oh man, I got this new band name, and I'm like, okay.
waiting for it.
My eyes are always floating to the
Since right
top.
off color, he's not going to be in it.
What is it? And he'll tell me, I'm like, yeah, I'm not in that band.
For a couple years, I had a band called Speedy Guns Alice, because when you say it fast, it's Speedy Guns Alice. We always had super hot cowboy chicks on the posters, you know, and it just worked out with Speedy Guns Alice.
That's what boys do.
Yeah.
That's what boys do. I know.
You know what boys like.
I know, yeah.
She knows what guys want.
Right.
I do. You know, and for some reason, why do y'all think that we go to the bathroom and we have a pillow fight in there? We don't go to the bathroom to have a pillow fight.
That'd be a nasty
Why
place
would
to
I
have a
ever
pillow
think
fight.
that?
I've heard that before. What do you go to the bathroom? You guys, why do girls all go to the bathroom together? Because you're having, let me rephrase, a naked pillow fight. I said, yes, that's what we do.
Yeah, that's
We
just-
all go to the bathroom together, get naked, and hit each other with pillows.
Like there's enough room.
How do I get an invitation?
Why does it guys always think that we're doing something?
Wait a minute. Why
in
is
the
it there's
bathroom?
some dopey dudes that
Dopey
think
dudes.
we do that shit?
Not guys in general.
Like, please, do not push me into that group. That is my ungroup, like the Angola. Okay?
She's a much larger, juicier too.
Come on. I get a kick out of that.
Isn't it ridiculous?
Why is it guys? I have never flipping said that in my life and would never think that. I don't know.
It's ridiculous, but yeah, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. You really think that's what we do? We just go in there and play with each other in the bathroom?
No.
I can't stand going to the bathroom with anybody. I end up in the men's room because it's the line is shorter.
You and that pillow out.
Exactly. I mean, the line is shorter and nobody's in there dicking around in the bathroom.
everybody's dicking around in the bathroom.
Literally.
Now, I do have to say this, though. I do have to ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Are women's bathrooms normally disgusting, though?
Oh yeah, they're filthy.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I've heard stories.
yeah, they're
So have
nasty.
I. Like, I was, I'm like, man, that bathroom in there. I was talking about the men's bathroom. I'm like, that's disgusting. And my friend, she's like, oh, you should see women's bathrooms. They're
It's hard to believe. You think women are
They're
more
disgusting.
careful about stuff. But
Well, we won't go into all that because that's just. I'm gonna try to keep this
And-
beer down.
and
Okay.
I'm not here to go.
The beer stays down.
Yeah, and I'm not here to go, oh, gee, that's stupid. I'm just here to go, well, you do have some other things to take care of that we don't have to
Right.
take care of. So I
we've
can
got
see
things
how-
we probably should take care of that a lot of guys just don't.
Well, right.
Anyway, are you gonna play some music for us?
We
I'd
can.
love to.
Yeah.
I know a song.
I need you
No,
one
no,
or two.
no. Remember, you learned
One
two.
or two.
I did learn two.
You learned two.
We got some balls around here we can bounce so we can follow about.
Got balls. I got balls.
There's balls
So
everywhere.
I'm old enough to remember Mitch Miller. You remember that, don't you?
Oh,
All
Mitch
the bouncing
Miller.
ball. It's the Mitch Miller sing-along.
Do you want to play a song and then we'll get set up, or do you
I
what
will
do you
play a
want?
set
song
up?
while you're setting up.
I
How
mean,
about
while
that?
we go over there and set my ass on the thing. is
Yes,
really what
go
I'm
set
saying.
your ass on the thing, and I'll play a song real quick. You can do that. Let's see. Wait. All night long.
Well, I will have to ask you to move your tripod.
Okay, hang on one second.
No problem. No problem.
We'll play a little Eddie. We'll play a little Eddie Mills on.
That's terrible. So I have a question I'll bring up later. We can Yeah, that's right by my house.
There's so much to do.
good for Black Cloud, Wizard.
Whenever you guys are ready. Whenever you're ready.
Hi.
Should all begin like this. No,
Stuart and I had the pleasure for 3 or 4 years working alongside of somebody that we grew up listening to.
Oh, good. I'm glad you went that.
Especially me, because I'm older and I was into that stuff. A guy from a band in the 70s called Uriah Heep.
Oh, killer.
Ken Hensley was just a sweetheart of a guy, super charismatic cat.
Yeah, really cool.
And yeah, really nice guy. I walked by him one day, he's having me bring some guitars into one of the demo rooms for some kind of thing they were going to do there. And I started playing this song, and he says, "It's nice, it'll be $20, blokes." It was one of his songs. I played a whole step higher, so let me $25. And it was a song by Uriah Heep called The Wizard.
You could ever have.
You pack them in.
I know. So do you. Do you want some moonshine? Taste like cookies and cream?
I read a song about being Packers.
Do you want some, Stuart?
Sure. I'll give that a shot. Yeah, why not?
Did you want one, Tracy?
I have a children, why not?
Gotta get Tracy out of here.
Guy, you no.
You know what?
I wish I could.
Yeah, no.
I would love to.
Here we go one.
Have one
Cheers.
for me.
Cheers, cheers,
Cheers.
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 Skull.
Skull, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that good?
That went down good.
And that's,
Okay.
moonshine. It's moonshine. Believe it or not, they have all flavors. We got strawberry, banana pie, a butter pecan.
They
Yeah,
have a cherry pie. I love that.
they have moonshine with cherries pecked in it.
Little door in the middle of it there.
Yes, it's company. It's called
Oh, is that the
That's
same
on top
people?
of the cake.
yeah. It's called Old Smoky.
Is it that where I thought
I
it
know.
was?
And for some reason they
That's
put
a
this in a
little
bottle,
crumb
but the other stuff they put in mason jars.
Piece of metal.
Oh, that is sexy.
It's
Isn't that
kinda
the
like
bomb?
a finger and a thumb.
Yes.
That's a sexy bomb dog.
You know,
It
might
is.
be some other guitar case.
What are you looking for? What do you need?
A capo.
Condom.
Do you know what a capo is, babe? Oh, jeez. I'll go get it.
It might not be in that case. I might have That's it. That's capo. That's it.
You got it. See? He's the master.
You are the man.
You
Thank
learned
buddy.
something.
Thanks.
Of all the somethings, you are certainly one of them.
Something in the way.
That's for sure.
That's what my wife says about me.
I do a laundry man call it Perry Comover.
I'm not. I can maybe be in there. Should I give him my usual? Guy and I would like to now break into our medley of Barry Manilow.
Barry Manilow, and how about some Captain Tennille? I haven't heard Muskrat Love in a million years. I mean, let's really cheese it up.
Yeah.
This is
And now Guy will give you his rendition of Pass the Dutchie.
There is no.
on the left-hand side.
Come on, Eileen.
Come on, Eileen.
She wouldn't let me.
What is that about?
Ah, Dexy's Midnight Runner. You tell me.
Another guy with major armpits.
She needs to come on.
That's like Dexy's Midnight Runners version of Mr. What is it? Of Extreme. That's what it is.
Guy needs more water.
Hey, don't blame me right now. I went through this today.
There is freedom within. There is freedom without. Try to catch the tail to the There's a battle ahead. Many battles are lost, but you never see the end of the road while you're traveling with me. Hey now, dreaming's over. Hey now, when the world goes in, they come to war between us. No, they won't win. Don't my car. There's a road without me. My possessions are paper today tells a war and outrage, but you turn it right over to the TV page. Hey now, the dream's over. Hey now.
I met back, we've known each other 30 years now,
Oh,
at least.
how old's your son?
Right?
He was just.
Oh, yeah, right, he was just born. So we were expecting when we moved into our house, we were expecting, and Guy lived across the street. That's how we started. So that was right there at 89 going into 90.
Sounds all right.
So he played guitar. I went over. I didn't play anything yet. So we got to talking, and we found out we loved the same kind of music, prog metal, rock, lots of prog stuff that we both like. And then years later, I moved, and we got into a church there that was in the neighborhood, and I started playing bass because they needed a bass player. And then I started talking to Guy, and Guy goes, I was barely into it, and I didn't practice enough. So, I don't know how long I've been playing, but I always have to slice it down because of practice time, you know what I'm saying? So, practice time, probably cut it in half. So as long as I've been playing, cut it in half, because I should be a lot wherever else. But he looks at me and he goes, you want to do a band together? He goes, I'm like, well, yeah, but I'm like a baby on the bass.
He's a baby.
He's a baby.
He's a baby.
So
Yeah, right.
he goes, well, yeah, you'll be fine. And he goes, what? I said, well, what are you going to play? And he goes, Rush, Black Sabbath, Robin Trower. I'm like, oh, what?
You kind of want to grab the resume.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
Did you take your stickers off the bass then and say I can't play any of that?
You did take the plexiglass nipple off.
Never mind.
Oh, that's right.
Sell it. But he helped me get my first bass.
I did, didn't I?
When I was going to play for the church, I said, I don't even play bass, let alone own a bass. It's very Wayne's World, right? I don't even own a gun that would necessitate an entire rack. So, so he took me. We went to McMurray Music back in the day, right? McMurray Music.
Yes.
Right? And we bought me a bass pack. So it had the Fender Squire bass. It was white. I thought that would be good for church. Either that or red for the blood of Christ.
Let's get the black. Go straight with the black. Come on. I mean, if you're gonna make a present,
It's
make a
Tiffany
present.
black, right?
Yeah.
So, so I went ahead and I got that, and I showed up on a Saturday with the bass for a band practice, and then I started playing 8 days later at church on the next following Sunday. For 3 weeks, I did it on a keyboard. And so soon after, he goes, "You want to do a band?" I'm like, because he and a drummer had left a band at the
Original
same
Prophet,
time,
yeah.
and
We were both two classic
much.
rocks with the guy. And
What?
the guy wrote some great stuff.
what's it called, Red? What?
Red, something red.
Red?
Maybe Red Sound or something like that.
Something. So.
The guy's a great singer, great
Yeah.
player.
So they had a duo exodus from that band, and so then they were like, "We need to do a band that plays like all that stuff I just mentioned."
Big Red Audio, that was it.
Big Red Audio, very good.
Real nice guy, real nice.
And so then
But he fired us.
we got together in Steve's basement.
Yep.
Steve Peacher was the gentleman's name. He's now long since passed. So how many years ago now?
4, I think, 4 or 5.
No, more than that. 10.
My sense of time anymore as far as periods of time.
Well, he's only 16, so.
Phew, boy.
Right. Exactly. So, but Guy, you've got how many active bands? 5 now?
Well, I got 3 active bands and solo stuff, and I've had as many as 9.
I know, but all your bands. I mean, do you decide? Do you have a specific type of music you want to play with each band,
All of them are
or just?
certain aspects of classic rock. They're all
Okay.
different classic rock. There's a few songs that cross over, but not too many. And
Right.
they don't sound like any other classic rock band.
Right.
I like that because everyone's been in St. Louis since classic rock bands plays the same shit. I don't want to do that.
Right.
The other stuff. I like the B-sides, the obscure stuff, the Casey Sunday afternoon classics.
Right. Right.
Back in the day.
I mean, because you got some great players in all your bands. You always have great players. I mean,
Yeah. Oh,
it's just amazing. But they all have a different sound. I just wondered how'd you decide to pick? You know, Piecemeal, for
They're all
instance.
friends, you
That's a
know.
good question.
Piecemeal.
Yeah, when I started working at St. Louis Music Electronics back in '83, I wanted to put a band together with some guys who worked there because they were great musicians all together.
Mm-hmm.
And Rudy, the one playing Cajonas, Piecemeal, wasn't even there yet. We brought him in as keyboard player.
He's watching. He says hi.
And he played keys with Zero Discipline, got into SLM about the same time he got in the band.
Mhm.
We found Pat Shook. He was over in Illinois. And it was so funny because Pat, all he said in the conversation when I talked to him, I called the store, because I knew one of the guys who opened the store. I told him, I said, I'm looking for a guitar player, a really great lead guitar player.
Oh,
who
man.
Stuff that I can do, like Eddie Van Halen, crazy jam.
Right, right.
Because I'm that kind of player. He says, I got just a guy for you here. And he put Pat on the phone. So I talked to him a little bit, and every time I asked him a question, he just go,
Mhm.
I said, and this and this and this. He said, yep. Okay.
Exactly.
So I got him, yep, the whole time. I thought, okay, you sound like the right guy. Can you make this practice on such and such? Yep. Okay, fine. So he came and he told us about his sister. He was a great guitar player. He blew us away. He told us about his sister who sang. He said, bring her next time. Ended up both being in the band.
Mhm.
She was a great singer. And Pat was so young and new to playing guitar. He didn't know the names of the notes of the strings or anything. He couldn't tell you.
Oh, I know.
a B
He's,
flat from anything.
but he's so freaking talented.
Yeah, he's got the
Holy
ears. He can listen to
shit!
anything and
I mean,
play.
he showed up at the jam Wednesday night. Now, now we don't know if he'll show up again or we won't see him for 6 months or 2 years.
Yeah,
At
you
Parrots?
never know.
Yes.
Really?
Yes, he walked in. We all were. Oh, Judy, I mean, I almost took my breath away because I haven't seen him in so long, and it's like, you just hope he's gonna, keep showing up.
We knew
But
each other when we had hair.
Right.
Exactly.
exactly.
To go to his house. He was going to record some stuff for our band at the church, and but we just never worked it
Just
out.
a sweethearted guy.
Yeah.
My sister's a doll too. She was living overseas for many years, and we just got back in touch with her. Now she's back here. Still trying to get things back here.
Right.
To see each other real soon. But yeah, Pat's just an extraordinary guitar player, great talent, and he's got these hands that are like that much bigger than mine. If you look, you can stretch from this finger,
Oh,
this
yeah.
finger on the 5th fret, to this finger with his little finger. I can't even post
Oh,
it.
he's
I don't know
got
what that's
Jaco
quite.
Pastorius hands?
Yeah, just
Yes.
insane. You know,
Jaco's
so
the
he can do all
man.
that crazy sweep picking.
Or he was the man. Yeah,
Do it.
he is amazing. I mean, he's so, and sometimes he gets in that mood where I can't play that one. I don't know that one, or he still gets a little bit of stage fright. You know, I'm like, you can do this. Just to pick up the guitar and start playing. If once he gets it in his hand, he won't. He's good.
I know.
But it's just getting there. You know, it's like you can do this. So, but yeah, he's
I'll
amazing.
just grab the guitar and if we're gonna fuck it up, I'm gonna fuck it up. Try to fuck it up right.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
amazing.
then there's
Fuck it
people.
twice and call it jazz.
Speaking about people here in town, I mean, that's like Mark Crowell. I mean, frickin' Crowell plays anything,
Yes.
and I don't think you'd run into that with him, would you? Do you think?
What?
Where you'd be like, you ever
There are
played this?
times I've asked him about playing
Have
something.
you?
He's like, man, I don't know, because he just hasn't worked on it.
Okay.
He'd be able to do it. He's pulled off stuff.
He can do it, but
Oh,
he's
yeah.
not. He's not going to promise something until he plays it. So if he
Yeah.
says yes, I can do it, I'll do it because he's that's just the way he operates.
Yeah.
Our
He doesn't.
chemistry has so much potential.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
I know. Amazing.
Yeah.
So what are we playing now?
We got a song by my favorite singer,
Black Cloud.
Glenn Hughes. The band was called Trapeze.
Yes.
Seen them twice. I've seen Glenn Hughes many times.
We got to meet him.
Yes. I got to meet him.
They were playing at Westport Playhouse,
Mhm.
and he goes, "Hey man, you want to go over and see if we can get in?" And they were loading in, and we met Glenn.
You became roadies.
And they probably figured that's what we were.
Probably.
And then what was the other gentleman? It was who's the guitar player?
Craig Anderson.
Yeah. And then the drummer was Dave Holland, who ended up being in Judas Priest.
Mhm.
So when he was on his way out of Trapeze, then Judas Priest picked him up. That was my question in 1986. When you can look it up on YouTube, there's an interview with Judas Priest in Peoria. Look that up, and I'm in there. I'm like the 20th question, and I ask about Dave Holland. And
The
so I'm
20th
like, well, where's
question.
Dave Holland. I didn't see him, and this this old gentleman walks out. Reminds me of my dad. He's like walking out with some gear onto the stage, and I'm like,
Sat down, just did the drums, yeah.
I'm like, oh crap, that's Dave right there. So I had him sign my Turbo record because he didn't come out for the press conference when I met them, and so he signed my album. So I had all of Judas Priest, but yeah, it was great.
He was a master of the funk, though. I mean, he was the trapeze stuff.
Yeah.
It was just so.
Oh yeah, it's amazing stuff.
They were like humble pie with just as much soul, but a bit more oomph behind it.
Yeah.
Bit more funk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glenn was just all about that.
Yeah, if you haven't checked out Trapeze, just check out. You can get it on. Check it out on Spotify. It's out there.
Glenn went on to be with Deep Purple and Unknown David Coverdale. They started at the same time. He went on to do 3 albums with Tony Iommi of Black Sabbath. Most people don't know about those
Right.
here in the States. He had a band called California Breed for one album, one tour, fabulous band. Jason Baum was on drums. And he did all the Black Country Communion stuff. He's currently with the Dead
love the Dead Daisies.
Dead Daisy. We're doing like at my gig. We're doing 3 Dead Daisy tunes.
Are you really?
Yeah, we're doing 2 Dead
That's
Daisy
badass.
tunes. One that was co-written and played on by Slash.
Uh-huh.
So the cool thing about that is you had Rich Fortis
Right.
and Slash playing together on that
And
Dead
they
Daisy.
beat each other over the head with their guitars.
The
Did
song-
I say that out loud?
The song is
much
called
earlier,
Lock
you
and
never
Load, and it's about suicide. It's about
Right.
the situation with that, and so we'll be actually playing that, and I'll talk about that later. We'll do this too.
You ready?
2, 12, 8, 9, 6. No time to stop, keep on moving, you know, the world is the same. No time to think, things that I am beside. Wherever I go, like love following me. Love won't leave me. Something like that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll be signing autographs in the foyer.
Oh my goodness. Is it hot in here? Or is it just me?
Well, you're hot too.
No, Tweezy's cold blooded. He likes it hot. He wears a parka in here in the middle of winter. Gosh. Can we have some AC on?
Now wait a minute. Did you say he wears a parka in here in the middle of winter?
Yeah, inside.
Isn't that where you would do it normally?
No,
Not
it's
like
still.
it's a- not
And
like
he,
you said
wait,
he
let
wears
me
a
finish
parka in
that
the middle
sentence.
of
And
autumn.
let me finish this. And he has the thermostat up to 85, and wearing a parka in here. That's the rest of it.
4 degrees is Lord.
Oh, you're killing me, Smalls.
He's like, I got it set on Arctic 74.
That is not Arctic.
Move that swinging meat out of the freezer.
Oh, you're gonna give me a bit, my number one fan. Okay, episode 112, STL Roar, mycitymymusic.com. You guys want to take a break?
Sure.
Okay, we're gonna take a break.
Yes.
Yes, no.
Whatever you want to do.
Take a break.
We'll take a break. I need to give some props out here. First of all, to Mr. Vance Towns, because he is the bomb dig. You know, his band is Bad Type Kid. Wearing the shirt, so he also does a podcast on Thursday nights, KGF Rocks.
How far out?
And he's playing all original artists, and he's giving props to all the bands, and everybody else is doing it. So it's Todd Kohler. Todd Kohler started KGF Rocks.
Do
So.
some interviews and stuff too, or what?
Oh yeah. So yeah, his band is really good. They're freaking awesome. Have you guys seen him yet?
I have not. No.
Yeah. Well, he's got an amazing voice, so yeah, he's got some good players.
To us, that's what matters.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of it is for us. You know,
So
we,
many bands miss that.
yeah.
Right.
So.
So anyway, and then so here's who's playing where this weekend. So at Charlotte, of course, Tuesday night's a jam with Ronnie Buehlinger. Wednesday night I don't think they're doing music on Wednesdays anymore. Thursday night, the open jam this week is hosted by Steve Hall from Rock Bottom.
Nice.
So and then Friday they've got Sit Down Get Down. Have you seen them?
Nice guys, yeah.
Oh, they're freaking amazing. And Saturday, Rocker Box. Yes.
Shut
I
up.
got them in there.
Yes.
Open mic night.
Nice.
Judy was blown away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I.
Hey, settle down.
My fan just fell on the floor. My number one fan fell on the floor. Dang it.
Gravity.
I can spit on you and blow.
I hate it when that happens. Everything's falling. That's okay. It's all good. We'll figure it out. Plug it in somewhere else.
Is that what got you fired? No, I won't.
Yeah, I
say
think
that.
so.
Okay, anyway. So, Kenny's and Barnhart, Happy Hand Grenades are there Saturday night. St. Charles Music House. Friday night is Blues. I can't read the calendar. It looks like Blues Racket. I don't know. And then, I don't know. I can only read somebody's writing. Right. Saturday night is Happy Ending Band. And then at Parrots, Terrence Wafers there Friday night. And then after midnight is Saturday. Have you got, Terrence?
Yeah, I don't care.
Oh my, his voice is wow.
He's just
Super laid back guy.
He's got so much soul when he plays.
He does. This kid, I mean, I walked into Salvatore's one night, and I think it was one of the open jams, Thursday or something. And, you walk in and see all your friends, you start talking. He's singing, and I said, who the hell is that? I mean, the voice is just amazing. I mean, he shuts everybody up. He's really, really
Sure
good.
to get you. You haven't come on to a gig with him.
Yeah.
The place right next door to
Rebar?
Yeah.
Rebar. Yeah, he's super.
Wow. So how young is this gentleman?
Early 30s, maybe. But he does,
They say black don't crack. It's hard to joke.
he's super laid back. He's been in here a couple times. You remember Terrence Wafer? Super laid back guy. I mean, just as cool.
Terrence.
Terrence
He was
Wafer.
at the open jam.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
So he does a duo with Corey Clark. You guys know Corey. And they call themselves Vanilla Wafer.
Fucking great.
I said, that is so bad. Oh my
I
God.
didn't think he came up with that.
Oh my God. I gotta give him one of these just because. Vanilla Wafer.
So
But
what
they're
kind of stuff do they play?
They do a little bit of everything. I mean, they both have great voices.
Yeah.
Terrence is a great musician. So
I mean, that's really what's cool. I think
yeah,
about
they harmonize really well together. They're just
Yeah.
really good.
First
So
I got to jam with him at the open jam. I think it might have been Paris.
That's-
And I had him play
Yeah.
Ain't No Sunshine.
Oh.
yeah.
Pretty fun, man. We had a nice jazzy feel. Real quick to get into it.
Man, that's the beauty of collaboration.
And he's got a great range as far as the genres. I mean, he doesn't just do classic rock. He does a little bit of everything. I mean, it's just he puts on a great show, and it's like, holy crap. But yeah, he's just super laid back, really nice guy. And this weekend we've got at what is it? Bikers on the Square in Perryville. Infringement's playing down there, and the Pyromaniacs, which is
Perryville. I had a drummer that was from Perryville. He got a hold of me when I was looking for a drummer, and he said he was there. Well, I didn't know where that was. I mean,
You couldn't look like him.
so Ryan.
89 miles south, 55,
Right.
straight down.
So I look it up. I think I was in Florida at the time when I got this text, and I'm like,
That's way too long travel for me.
That's what I thought. When I come down to Florida, we'll do it. So I look up Perryville, and I'm like, holy crap, dude, that's like an hour and 10 minutes from where we rehearsed.
Two-thirds of the way down.
Are you sure you want to do that? He's like, yeah, man, it's cool. He and his wife worked opposite shifts, so, and just a dynamite dude. I was sorry we couldn't finish out the band. I was like, I kind of let the band go at a certain point because it just wasn't working. But he was a great dude. I mean, man, Brad was his name. He was
Brad from Perryville.
super nice guy, man. Great drummer.
Well, we're
just-
gonna give Brad some
He did automobile work regularly during the day, but then he was always, yeah, man, I'll come on. You got it? Yeah, you ready? And just,
Very cool.
yeah, just ran.
So we've got a motorcycle out there. It's either going to be Stump or it's going to be Craig Moreland. What do you want to bet?
His baby.
What did you think?
It's
Do I know stuff?
is it Stumpy? I'm not sure. We'll find out here in a minute.
Trying to get that corset.
So anyway, get out, support your local musicians, go to a venue, do whatever. Stuart, you're not playing this weekend?
Not this weekend. I have a DJ gig up north in my hometown. So every year they have the Pumpkin Festival. I'm from Morton, Illinois originally, and that's where they have the pumpkin capital of the world. A guy I graduated with was on Wheel of Fortune one time, and he mentioned that on Wheel of Fortune.
Really?
So we go up to the Pumpkin Festival. I've now been hired 2 years in a row to DJ my brother's class, from high school class. So they had the reunion last year, the 40th, I guess. So then they rehired me because people are dying. So.
Yeah.
So now they're like, we want to do a party every year now. So they asked me if I DJ
And everybody's not dead is invited.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. I remember last year was my first time doing it, of course, but this woman sat down next to me toward the end of the evening. She goes, you know, all this classic stuff's really nice. She said, but I'd like to hear some new stuff. She goes, you probably, I don't know what kind of music you like, you probably hate country. And I go, I don't hate country. I just don't like it. I'm like, I don't hate
Right.
it.
You don't hate it, you still like
I
it.
don't like it. I said, you know, they got this, especially now, you know, it's like, wow, and I'm like, dear God, stop. And I said, they got this thing, and she goes, well, they call that twang. I said, well, I call it annoying. So I'm just not into it. But I played some things for her, and she gave me some great suggestions on some other things, and
She offered me many others.
she gave me many others.
Wow.
So anyway, that's what I'm gonna do. But now, next week, the new band I was mentioning on the last show, the Edge of Blue,
Uh-huh.
that three-piece is gonna be playing at the Fall Festival on the 24th. So a week from
Ah, Craig
Yeah,
Moreland,
there
the
it is.
only bass player in St.
I was
Louis.
wondering if
There he
he would
is. Come on in.
So
I brought a friend of mine.
You brought a friend of mine, friend of yours. Did he ride on the back of your bike?
what's up, buddy?
Everybody
So-
say hi to Craig. Yeah. Come on in. Craig, Mike, did you meet him last when he's at Parrots?
I'll try not to let the ghost of, Mickey take over.
Yeah,
here.
good. Hi there. What's your name?
Ed,
Ed. Hi, Ed.
hi.
Ed is in the house. Yes.
To you, he's Mr. Ed.
Mr. Eddie brought Bud Light. We got Mr. Ed and we got Craig Moore.
Figured I did that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, Edge of Blue plays on the 24th. It's the fall festival for St. Gerard Magella, which is on Doherty Ferry, 1969.
There's always one from Magella.
Did you do that? Is that where we are now?
Jeez.
So we're gonna do that. 1
Let's
to
find
3 is
something
one
here.
word.
There's gotta be something in here.
So
Here's one.
Ah, there you go.
So, if I do that, don't put on the brakes. Just run me over.
That's how you leave a parking lot.
If you feel so inclined, back up.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. That's our second gig, and then we got another gig coming up in December. But we're working the 4-hour gigs. This is just a 2-hour gig, 1 to 3 on the 24th. St. Gerard Magella there on 33rd.
And where are you at this weekend, Guy?
Saturday, I'll be at the old smokehouse, Huntsville, Missouri. 6 to 10. 6 to 9.
Doing a solo gig.
Yep.
Awesome.
By myself.
Very cool.
All by my naked self.
That's right. You be playing yourself. Playing with yourself or just playing?
Right now, we're going to play a very obscure tune.
Okay.
Cool.
From the obscure.
Am I?
This is by the Doobie Brothers. Yeah, you know this.
Oh, okay. I don't know. We'll find out.
Well, you can fake it.
No, you
Otherwise,
can do it.
we got Craig Moreland, the only bass player in St. Louis. He's here. I ain't finna say on TV. What do you mean you ain't finna say?
You got busted for not going to school today.
He's 18. We're all 18.
18? All
We're
right.
all 18.
It's a song called White Sun.
Oh,
Okay.
I have no clue.
It's very wet. Rising up blue, hills I'm rolling, walking with you through a field of red stones. I've been confused from voices calling to me with a
because I was doing backgrounds at that time when we were working on that one. Mark's like, no, it's right here. And I'm like, no, you're doing a D. It's a D this. It's this.
It's a D this.
I'm like, I couldn't get
No
it.
math.
Pissing me off. And I think one of the worst. What's one of your deepest memories of those playing together when we played together? I can never let go of our first gig.
What I was gonna say, what's the first gig? I want to hear
First
the first
gig
one.
we ever played was out there at that bar that didn't last much longer after we were there. It was Turtles or whatever the hell it was, out there in St. Charles. It was right there off of like Young Station Road. Anyway, all I know is I wasn't ready, and to this day, I don't like playing the song, even though bass players have no problem with this song.
Right.
But
I had to play War Pigs.
no,
Oh, okay.
no, oh God, that's another story. I'll
She was
tell you.
like, I don't know what I said. You'll be fine. I'm thinking about this.
Famous last words from a guitar player. Just follow me. I got you.
Oh, yeah.
It's all jazz.
Yeah. No, and he's the worst one saying, I can muddle through. No, we're not muddling through. No. I can
yeah.
Play
follow
drums on
along.
it and everything.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll back up a skosh. I'll digress, but I got to remember that one.
Anyway,
So I'll
so
digress a skosh because
just
when
a
I first
skosh.
started playing,
Only a skosh.
his son shows up at a gig.
Uh-huh.
Where was that? It was at Pool Hall
Oh, yeah.
on Woodson.
That's right. That's right.
Right?
Yeah, I remember the name.
So he's playing a gig. I show up. His son's there, and he gets up to sit in. So I sit in. We do an original called Nightlife that he's done with somebody else. And I've played it. Joe's played it. We've jammed it. So we do
on
this.
it. Recorded it.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Had a great riff. It was like,
Whatever.
I don't remember now.
So we do that one. I do fine. They kill it. And then Joe and he have this little quick talk. What do you want to do? I don't know. You want to do pigs? I'm like, okay. No. And he goes, how about war pigs? He looks over at me and I said, if you write every one of these people a personal apology, I'll play that. But I've never played that song. He goes, you played it in my house. I said, dude, I found some of the chords. You know, that's what I found. I did not know the song.
Right.
And our buddy Bob was there too, and he goes, man, you were killing it on that first song. You went deer in the headlights on that one. I know. I'm like, so that was horrid. But then the night I was playing a 5-string, I got into 5-string straight away because I bought one cheap. It was a Yamaha.
Yeah.
Not a Yamaha. It was at our shop.
Electra, or Austin.
No,
No?
no, it was the guitars, the Alvarez.
Oh,
It's
okay.
an Alvarez
They did the
5-string.
electrics, yeah. I
Right, so I got into 5-string early. And so I've been playing 5-string. So I'm all over that to a degree. But I don't do All Right Now on a 5-string. I do it on a 4-string and I don't do it well at that. And now I still have trouble with it because I got that stigma from that
A lot of bass
fucking
players have
gig.
no idea what the bass does in this song.
So you're gonna play War Pigs? Is that what you're saying?
Huh?
You're gonna play War Pigs? Is that what you're saying?
I can do that. No problem doing that. I may
Let's
not
play
it.
War Pigs. We want to hear it.
I may not play. We can do it. I may not play it exactly like it, but I can play all the parts. But that frickin' song to this day, and it still kills me. So what do you do when you're playing All Right Now? Do you do anything else?
No.
Okay,
I don't.
I tell bass players, I'm like, would you do something here? They're like, meh, meh, meh. I'm like, do 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 do. You can just do something in there.
Later on, yeah.
I'm like,
It's
just-
supposedly guitar, that's it, and then it comes in and
but I
chorus.
can't do that. So I like throw these little funky things in, and I'll look at bass players at jams, and I'm like singing backup or something. That's what I did.
You are a Jocko fan.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, you can't just leave
That's
that
what he
alone.
did. That's what he did. That's exactly what he did.
And Guy and I played a gig over in Illinois. That was my rock star night, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because he calls me, he goes, you want to do a gig at the Rust Bucket in Illinois
Something
tonight?
with Alpha Rocker Box.
Right. Right.
And I said, dude, I gotta be at work at 6 a.m.
So
tomorrow.
and
And he goes, well,
And
so do you want to do it? I said,
right.
yeah.
We're gonna be there till like 1 or 2.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? I gotta do it, you know. So we do it, and we're playing. What's the Bad Company tune? Ready for Love.
Oh yeah.
And there's a part where it stops in the middle, right? Well, the drummer kept playing through it. He just played right through that part, and I was like, well, that's not right, but I like it because live it's different. I can go home and listen to a frickin' record and hear us bass players ignore the guitar part. You know, well, we just don't play there. No, you fucking play there. 'Cause
I follow
what
the
you
drummer.
do. Because people want to hear something else besides a frickin' record. So I always do a little funky thing. But that night I had my 5-string strapped on. He goes, bam, and I'm like, son of a bitch. I'm throwing my 5-string on. I'm like, dude, I am not ready. So I
Just ignore the bottom string.
throw it off. I get my 4-string out. I throw it on. I'm like, ugh, and it gets to the bass solo part, and I'm like, it's all over the place. I got my.
remember it was different.
I got
said,
my.
I like that. That's different.
Oh yeah.
There's
Oh,
not one of those notes on the
oh,
record.
it's different.
I think I play that song the hardest way you can play it, you know. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh yeah, right. Down here and then whoop, up
Yeah,
here. Right.
going back and forth, you know.
Right.
And
And if you're a precision bass player with technique for decades, good on you.
I still don't
Me?
play it right sometimes.
Rude. I just.
Precision,
was
decades. I'm about to pee my pants.
I mean, go ahead and go to the bathroom. Don't go ahead and pee your pants. Bucket over here.
Don't you know that we're at depends on
Oh,
the show?
talking about precision, bit.
Oh gosh, no, no precision here.
I was gonna call a band.
It's all, you know,
You made me piss.
it's all TV.
So funny. Where are you playing this weekend? Where's Dirty Money playing?
They are playing at,
What?
yeah, I'm gonna be at Bike Week.
Oh.
Are you going Ozarks or are you going to Perryville?
Yeah, I'm going to Ozarks.
Oh yeah. So they got
They got
Sean filling.
Donahue
Sean
playing
Donahue's
for 'em.
filling in for you. Where are they
They're
playing?
playing Angry Beaver.
Angry Beaver
Friday
after the
night,
game.
After the game, and
Oh.
then they're doing the Arnold days. I don't know which day is either Saturday or Sunday. I don't like the mosquitoes, and
So you're gonna ride down to the down to the Ozarks where there are no mosquitoes.
Wait, are we talking about the mosquitoes
not
in
on the
Gilligan's
strip.
Island, or are we talking
We're talking about the mosquitoes in Arnold. They're worse than the
Oh, the
mosquitoes
mosquitoes,
down
mosquitoes.
in the Ozarks.
they put the stage in the swampy area.
They need
It's
to not do
stupid.
that.
I don't like it, and they always have a sound guy that doesn't know what he's doing.
No, that's
Dang it.
Oh, so they're consistent.
Sucks.
I can get a real sound guy.
The first time we did it,
I don't
we did it
wanna
on
do
the
that.
main stage there by the lake, and it was great. You know, I got free food out of it. Oh, you were the band? Oh, cool. You know, here, it's all
Oh, the
right.
mosquitoes you give me.
But no, there was no mosquitoes that day.
That's awesome.
It
There was
rained
no mosquito
the previous times, and it was just, you know, I seen bugs flying around them and stuff, and probably eating them. I ran lights for them. I got reduced to a light guy.
Okay, well, so you're not playing this weekend, is that what you're saying?
I'm not.
He's a Bud Light guy.
I'm off. Thank God.
Awesome.
I resume
How often do you
for
play?
Red's
They
birthday
play every
party.
weekend. He's in Dirty Money. They play just about every weekend. And during the games, they've got a steady gig at the Angry Beaver. So, which is
Do you
pretty
like
cool.
doing that?
I love it.
Okay.
But except we gotta play for almost 2 hours.
You single?
Sometimes.
So yes
Yeah.
or no? Yes? Not married.
Oh God, I ain't signing anything.
Okay.
But
I
no,
mean,
it's
that makes a difference. I mean,
it's
I like
you know,
being with my wife, so I'm like,
the people come out of the game, you know, and because they don't sell beer there after the 7th inning, and you know, so we lure them in and keep them there.
yeah.
They
And
do.
they like what they hear. They like our song list, and we keep them there, and it's, you know, it's fun.
Yeah.
I think
so
it's the
they-
closest venue to the stadium, if I'm not mistaken.
It's I'm looking at the stadium on stage.
Mhm.
It's about a block away. It's right next to the Broadway Oyster Bar.
Right.
You know, and it's great. You know, we've been playing there since 2017.
Nice.
You know.
Yeah, they have a really good crowd. Really good.
Yeah, it's
To the
just kinda
point
built
where-
in.
Who's the other? Who else sings in your band? Besides when Steve takes a break, because one time he took a break, he walked away, and who was singing?
We have Eric Chivari.
Eric.
We have a band within the band.
Right.
You know.
So the lead singer can take a break. Steve can literally walk off the stage
And
for
the
a couple
guitar player.
songs, and he's got another singer right behind him. I'm like, wow, that's good for
So
you.
me and the drummer are working double duty all
Oh,
night.
quit whining. It's easy gig. You're playing every weekend.
I'm thumping on that thing. Working hard.
So wait a
Sweating.
minute. So do you like it or you don't like it?
He likes
There's
it. He
some
just wants to
things I don't
complain.
like about it, and there's
Okay.
a lot of things I like about it.
Oh, okay.
Especially when they pay me. I can't believe they pay me for that.
Well, I was gonna say, I just try to make a distinction. Like where somebody's like, when you're in a band that's playing covers or whatnot, and you're out and about, and they're like, "Oh, I'm just doing this for fun," and you're like, "Okay, stop,
Yeah.
stop with that," because especially guys.
Or exposure. Don't forget that word.
It's a job.
You know,
We
that's
gotta
kind of
keep
like buying a
married.
hooker to cuddle. You know, really, seriously.
Hey, what's wrong with that?
I don't even get drunk there because I
Depends on how much money you have. When she says, "What kink are you into?" I just want to cuddle.
That's why I started thinking of the monkeys. I'm gonna buy me a dog. They cuddle. My dog cuddles. She's a cuddle hound. I'll tell you. No, but they talk about it's not about the money. You're like, well, at some moment, it's about the money.
Especially when they hand it to you.
Well, when they hand it to you, or when you're still thinking, or when somebody is still thinking that, and then they don't make enough money or whatnot for the night, they go home, and then their wives are like, "How much you make?" "Oh, good. So you stayed away from the family, spent all that time practicing away from us. For how much?"
I play for free, but it's all the hauling of my equipment and setting up and all that stuff is.
Right.
I want them to pay me for it.
That's just
That
part
is-
of it. That's
And my
part of being a
stuff is at
musician.
risk.
Yeah.
There could be a fight, or somebody too
Right.
drunk, which has already happened, fell into our PA, and
Oh, man.
knocked my bass over, knocked Steve's mic over, and broke his mic stand.
Oh shit.
And then the guy, his gal fell against it, and then the boyfriend hands me $100, and he took off, or I could say 200.
You had the T on the tongue, and it was like, "Oh,
Oh, what is it? 200. Bye, see you. Take care.
It looked like Back to the Future playing."
Right.
So since then, we bungeed the PA to the post now.
Really? Wow.
And we off limit the little hoop game that's right next to me because I hit somebody in the head with my headstock by accident. And yeah.
By accident.
We used to have that problem down at the place on Main Street St. Charles back when I first joined Ivory Monk. And the stage was so small, the bass player's headstock was sticking out in the hallway that led to the lazy room. He always had to do this all night long. I can't remember the name of the place.
Ah, that's what he needed to be a left-handed player.
Not like the women's gatekeeper.
There's one of those places where you
That's a
had,
good
like,
way to meet women.
all the had,
Yeah.
like just, it wasn't a decor thing, it was just the way the place was falling apart.
Right, right.
I'm trying to remember, what was the name of the
Corner
shotgun
cake?
bar in Alton where I first saw you? First time I ever saw
Pick
him
one.
play.
Pick one. Pick one.
Oh, yeah, are they shotgun bars up there?
That was probably what we were just
It wasn't 10-pin, was it?
I don't know if
Was
it's
it
just
10 pin?
yet. I don't know if you did that. But maybe. Maybe.
Time out.
10-pin?
Time out.
10-pin.
It was kind of like, you went along and there was the Alton Bell was over here, and then,
10-pin.
did you ever play that?
10-pin? Morrison's?
I played so many places.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
I just remember showing up and he was doing, he
blur.
went right into Stranglehold. I was like, damn. So
Yeah.
that was the first thing I ever saw him play.
What are you going to play now? Stranglehold?
No, this is not a stranglehold guitar.
Okay.
This is not a Stranglehold.
It really is. It doesn't
Ever-
have good
no.
sound or sustain. Well, it has good sustain, but not that right feel.
The tough part for me is that we haven't played together in a long while. So, when I think about these songs that we've played for years, I'm like, will that come back to me or not?
Yes.
So,
Are you ready to play some more?
It's just like riding a hook, you'll remember what you know.
I did
There you go.
record you, Guy. They're parrots. When I was standing on stage and you did that song by yourself, I recorded it.
You did.
So I'll send it to you.
Yeah, please do. I'll let you know if it's worthy of
That'd be all right.
Too late. It's already there.
I can always sing along to,
You could, couldn't you?
it's not gonna play it.
There's a song. Speaking of Ready for Love, we were talking about that earlier. Oh yeah, it has that feel. It's the same depression in the beginning. I'll turn that off. By a Scandinavian band.
1982.
Heavy metal band, progressive heavy metal band. It sounded a lot like UFO. Guitar player played a lot like Michael Schenker. He went on to work with Whitesnake, a cat named Peter Vandenberg. And this is the song that they became very famous for. It's called Burning Heart.
Mary Stevens.
Does it feel the same when he calls your name? And does it feel the same when you play the game? When he holds you tight, does it feel alright? Just like it used to do when I was with you, making love to you. This burning heart of mine, it's so hard after all this time. This burning heart of me won't let me be. After all this time, you still hold my mind. I just can't seem to find the peace of mind I need so bad. Does it feel the same when he calls your name? And does it feel the same when you play the game of love? This burning heart of mine, it still hurts after all this time. This burning heart in me won't let me be, won't let me be. This burning heart of mine, it still hurts after all this time. This burning heart in me won't let me be. This burning heart of mine, it still hurts after all this time. This burning heart in me won't let me be, won't let me be. This burning heart of mine, it still hurts after all this time. This burning heart in me won't let me be.
I haven't heard that one in a while.
Ozzy, for that Speak of the Devil tour, did anybody see that? Right after Randy died, and
Right.
Jakey Lee, Brad Gillis, of course.
Right.
I don't want anybody out there going, well, Brad Gillis was great. But then Jakey Lee hired him, and he had the Double Live album, and then they toured with them in Peoria. I saw Vandenberg open up. Oh man, always reminded me of my first girlfriend. And that was the song.
They played him for a minute on, the radio station.
Yeah,
they're
mostly
today.
MTV.
I used to love that song. That was great. He had another hit too. I can't remember it, but
What's that?
he had another hit, didn't he?
Yeah, they had
Guy.
another tune. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guy, wada,
Yes, please.
wada.
Yeah, they had another tune on there, and then they had the next album. Actually, Adrian Vandenberg did the artwork on those albums too. He designed the logo, and then he did the sharks on the next album that they had, Floating Over the Highway.
Was he in Whitesnake?
Yeah.
Very
And,
cool.
So it was, talented
He was
dude.
with Whitesnake for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the first incarnation of it, I think, before,
Yeah.
when I saw him with Steve Vai and
Oh yeah.
that was good. That's a
Yeah.
good combo right there.
Yeah.
The singer from Vandenberg worked for a short while off and on with a guy who became a very progressive jazz musician. He was just a very progressive, classically trained hard rocker back in the early 70s. There was a band called Focus. That's Focus Focus with yodeling in it. Guitar player in that band, Jan Ackerman's one of my idols. I just love that guy to this day. He has had Hans Beering singing with him on some tours, which is very interesting to hear Jan Ackerman's music with Hans Beering singing. Then you hear him talking Dutch.
Freaky deaky
But
Dutch.
they got good chocolate,
Like when they interviewed John Patitucci. Big bass guy, big, kind of a hearty dude, and he's like, got this voice like way up here. It's just so
Sounds
weird.
like Joe Pesci.
Yeah, he does.
There's a local musician like that too. He doesn't do interviews simply because his voice sounds like Mickey Mouse. I'm not going to say who it is. I heard him on the radio and I was like, what? Who is that? Hell of a musician, but yeah, that's why he doesn't sing either. That
Oh,
guy.
man. I think one of my other favorites. So, have you ever had a bloody finger from playing, or?
Nah,
That's a band name.
I'm a carpenter.
Yeah,
I'm
okay,
all,
so,
No,
kind of
it's not a
stuff.
band
so
name.
not even early on.
It's a Band-Aid.
Oh yeah, a little bit. I got blisters sometime.
Yeah. Well, we the second gig, or was that another gig we done at Twisters? And oh my God, Hardtail was the name of that band.
Great room, big stage.
Yes.
Metal walls everywhere.
Oh,
Yes, I remember that. I remember that venue. I remember that band.
Crazy.
Did you see Hardtail?
Yes.
Steve
Yeah.
Beacher, great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ba-
Thunderous.
back when I was booking bands and I was doing the show, it's like, Guy, where you at this week? He sent me a list. This band here, this band here, this band here, this band here. He got more plays on my show because he's owning all these different bands. Like,
Talking
what?
about his horror wheels.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. $20 is $20, right? Don't be a hater.
Guy, are you spreading it anywhere this weekend? Can we use you in this band? Yeah, we played down there at Twisters, and we got all the way through the evening. And speaking of War Pigs, we get to the end of the night. We're gonna do War Pigs, and my finger is killing me because I'm a digger, right? So because all my life I just
Small gay references.
aggression. No.
Right, I know. We don't want to hear the rest of that, but all right. You know what? Everybody's got their
Nothing wrong with
thing.
that.
Nothing wrong with that. There's
Whatever
not,
makes you happy.
yeah, exactly.
So that
Blows
was
up your
not-
skirt.
So top of the list. So anyway, getting to the end of the night, and I look at my finger, and there's this piece of skin sticking off of my finger, and it's just an open wound, and it's blood on the base, and
No, that's not the name of a band. Stop it.
Crazy glue. Crazy glue
no,
works
but it's
good.
their album.
Crazy glue works good. It stings a bit, but it goes away, and then
And that's what I told I showed it to Peter. I'm like, look at that, dude. And in the meantime, these two young guys, he yanked his buddy over in front of the stage. He's like, dude, look at that, man, it's bleeding. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, yeah, all right, yeah, cool. So I look at Peter and I'm like, look at that, dude. He goes, oh man, you're gonna be okay? I said, yeah, as long as we keep playing, because every note's like Novocaine, is what I told her. I said, I
There's
stopped
the other
playing.
band name.
There's the other band name, or the third album. And And I told her, I said, yeah, every note's like Novocaine, dude. As long as I keep playing, I'm okay. But, you know, if I stop, and then it would, if you don't play enough,
Yeah.
the fans that he's got blowing, I probably had one going, they've got their air conditioning system going, it would dry it out, right? And it would stick to the string. So all this flesh and whatnot sticking to the string, so I'm like, gotta keep going, because it keeps it wet. And I'm like, oh my God. By that end of that night, it was horrible. And I had to play at church the next morning.
I had to play one time with a cast on my finger because I cut it really bad.
So were you
My
playing
middle
these two
finger,
guys?
so I was like doing all this, you know.
Did
and
you
that was
forget
it.
though?
No. I
Sunday morning, I'm like,
I actually
ow.
used it, you know, the cast a little bit.
Oh,
there.
okay. Oh, then you're
'Cause I
right.
cut it really deep on my middle finger, and I had kind of a bandage thing, kind of, you know, around it. And that was back when I was just starting out, you know, on bass, and
Yeah, see,
I
that's
did it, you know.
So what did you do to your finger?
Oh, I cut it with a razor blade, cutting something. I don't know.
You're not supposed to do that.
I was trying
Don't
to
use a
put
razor
something
blade.
in
Use
there,
a credit card like everybody
One of those
else.
times where you're always hurt yourself accidentally, whatever.
Yeah, I stabbed myself.
No.
It was at work.
He should have been
you know.
using a credit card like everybody else does, you know?
I just cut the
Yeah, we don't
ties,
need to know.
plastic ties or whatever off.
Yeah.
And I used a razor blade instead of a knife like I should have. You know,
My
bad
brother just
employee.
lost his finger the other day. He was cutting wood, splitting wood out back, and he was using a drill. I don't know.
What?
I don't
Was he
know.
going like this with it?
I don't know. My brother, my wife told me what my brother said about it, and I said, dude, don't do that. And then I talked to his son, my nephew, and he said the same damn thing. I'm like, what? He goes, what an idiot. I said, that's what your uncle said. And I was like, dude, don't do that. And then his own son said it. So, but yeah, that was nasty. We went to Denny's afterwards that night, and then the next day at church, I was playing with these two fingers, right? And I'm going at it, and periodically, out of habit, I go, bling! I'm like,
Yikes.
I said, luckily this was on my front fingers, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So I was
So
able
that's
to kind of use it actually.
well, yeah, I was like,
You know, it was like it was different, but
yeah, that
I got
messed me
through it.
up.
You know, that's the old Jerry Boschert line. You know, I can get through it.
Oh yeah, but Bosher does get through it.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, he does. He brings it. I mean,
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, he'll make
He's
it.
one of
Easy.
my favorite guys to play with.
Yeah, that's what kills me, man, when a string goes, and they're like, I got this. And I'm like, how do you got this?
Yeah,
If I did this, I'd be like, oh, yeah, I can't do that.
I've seen it.
It's like they actually learned, just got paid by ZZ Top for me. You know,
Oh,
where he
really?
opened Jam, and I was like, yeah, you know, him and Chad.
Very cool.
And they jammed it. We just tore it up. You
That's
know,
awesome.
a couple of weeks ago at the Salvador's.
Very cool.
I was at Charlotte with those guys.
A lot of fun. They know a lot of songs, so you can
Definitely.
throw them at them, and you know.
Tell Jerry to play Cashmere. Okay, not sure I know the words, but I can get through it. I can certainly sing Arabic scales and stuff. We can make it sound devilish. He had that pedal board you can see from space.
Right, exactly.
The size of a fucking car.
I know, it's
They picked it up on
ridiculous.
Hubble.
Well, remember when were you there when he put the two pedals on his Flying V?
Oh, that was hilarious.
He put two pedals on his Flying V. It was
He
playing.
got
God.
it with the sound.
He's an evil genius.
And shit.
He's an evil
He said
genius.
on the record he was making come out with the guitar that night. And I was just going, oh, this is so fucking cool. It didn't matter if I knew the words or not, it just sounded
Oh, I know. He is amazing.
bombing it out perfectly.
You're singing Watermelon.
Right.
He actually lets me play drums, and he gave me props as I like. So I'm getting better, I guess. You know. But
I didn't remember Watermelon being in that song.
You got another one, non-bloody song that we can hear?
Slayer.
Nothing about blood or guts or fingers falling
Unfortunately,
off or, yeah.
I didn't get to
I know, I'm
transpose
so
it,
weird.
But, did you ever play Alexis? Let's just take a
Yeah, it's
Play from a
Episode 112, STL Roar, MyCityMyMusic.com, Soldier by Blood. We've got Guy Kingsbury, Stuart Johnson, the Viking, in the house. We got to give him
jam nights.
Craig Moreland.
Craig, he got up on stage and he's like, man, we were gonna do Easy because it was.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was Black History Month, and it was like
That was my
that
request.
moment. And I said, well, this week we're gonna theme it and we're gonna do all these, you know, cool African American bands, musicians, whatever. We opened up with Sam Cooke, and we were doing some great stuff, and Commodores, we had Easy, and I've been practicing the shit out of it. And then this is what it's about. It's not, this is what I love when you get to collaborate with people, and it's not about the time that I put in on something. It's about what I think is gonna be the best thing for the community and hanging with everybody. And you're like, can I play that? And I'm like, absolutely. I'm like, I've been practicing it all week, but that doesn't matter, because if you're ready to go, do it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I
I'll have the
did.
time to play it, that's fine. But I'm like, just do it. And then, because it turned out, they're like, who's gonna sing it? And I'm like, you don't have anybody to sing it? Well, I'll sing it, because I wanna sing that song badly. Right? It's one
Very
of those
cool.
songs,
Right.
you know? And so it went great. It was, these guys played it beautifully,
How cool.
and I hit this note at the end. I had to ask my friends, was that a good note? Was that okay?
I got to sing backups a little
Yeah.
bit with you on that.
Yeah.
And,
It was just
and
a
I've been
brilliant-
practicing that one. I was like totally into that song at
Oh,
the time, and you know, a lot of disco stuff. You know, like
Yeah.
I was playing Bee Gees stuff. You know,
Yeah.
I should be saying this on the radio because I'd probably get beat up.
Well, no,
my
but
mom
not by
would.
the bass players.
Still,
That's,
you know,
the
I
bass
mean,
players were the ones having a good time.
Yeah, I was having a blast
They were
on
the
that
ones
song.
out
I
there
couldn't
doing
believe
all
how
the
well
stuff.
it turned out too. No train wrecks, no nothing. We went right. It even ended right.
Well, sometimes the
You
no
know?
plan works. You know, no
Right.
expectations, no hyped up anxieties. You just go and do it,
Right,
and
no
it
egos,
works.
Just, that's why I say it. That's what I think freed me up to do that moment at the end, which
Yeah.
wasn't like the record.
And-
It was something totally different that I just felt. And that's what happens when I free those thoughts up and go, do it.
Yeah, and
Right,
then you sang
play.
it great. You know,
So-
you were able to concentrate on that,
Right.
and just it was so
Right.
it was a good deal.
It was.
My first deal was Entree Nu by Admiral Crowell and Fred Dingerson playing with me,
Wow.
and he's in town, and man, I was just freaking out on
Fred
that one.
Dingerson, that's his
You
name.
know, that was my first song I did up there on that big stage,
Yeah, it's a
and
cool
it
stage.
turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And can't wait to do it again.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I gotta get back out there. I haven't been out there in a while.
But until then, can we hear another song?
Yeah. What do you want to do? I don't know.
What do you want to do, Guy?
First got two mic drums right now.
Oh,
You're all the time.
now he's got to tune his guitar.
Oh, man.
It's
She grabbing
Snap.
my guitar.
Digging the nails in.
Must be a hard one.
play something and drop A.
Look at him. I'm just going to laugh and not say a frickin'
Oh
word.
my God.
Oh,
That's
so
that damn guitar.
so Bodak's Games right across the street.
I know.
I was like, my buddy was telling me about it, and he couldn't find it. And he's like, it's kind of in an area I didn't. wanna
It
get
looks
out
like
of."
an old. It looks like it used to be an old bank. Remember
It
that,
was.
Billy? It
This
was a
old
bank.
bank.
It was
Yeah.
a bank.
And it's got one of the biggest vaults in St. Louis.
Oh yeah.
And
That's my fault.
and you can rent rooms over there. You can rent a room for a meeting room if you want to.
Oh sure, whatever you want to
hang
call it. You
over
call
there.
it whatever you want to call it.
And stuff like that. But he couldn't find it, so I found it. And I go, wait, my friend's show is right over there, and we celebrated her birthday right over there. So it was great. It's a great shop. Lots of cool retro games.
Very cool.
Do you want to do this, guy?
Oh, that's
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
STL Roar, episode 112. Guy Kingsbury, Stuart Johnson. We've got Craig Morrill. We've got Mike Dawson. And Tweezy in the house. And Mr. Ed.
Mr. Ed.
Mr. Ed. One more song. You can do it, Guy. I already know you.
War Pigs.
Let's do War Pigs.
That's without drums.
Yeah, it's
It's press.
now if you played Wind Cries Mary, I could play that. I don't.
Do you want to play that?
What, you won't know that one?
Yeah.
Wind Cries Mary?
There's one chord I don't know, but I just can't leave it out. It's okay.
I know that one. I played that in the other band.
I think about the shit I don't know. Like when I'm driving.
I hope I can remember.
Oh, here we go. He's gonna get through it.
You play an E.
Yeah, I get through it.
Ah!
Okay.
Just use some of that precision guitar work.
That precision, yes. Precision, my aching ass. Yes.
All the jacks. In the clouds of all Traffic lights that turn blue tomorrow, and they shine the emptiness down my bay. Down the island, sails down the street. There's a light to live is still. And the wind whispers. Feel the wind and remember the names that has won the past. And with its crutch, its age, its wisdom, which means no, this will be last. And
Yeah. Woo. Thank you. Episode 112, STL Roar, mycitymymusic.com, Soldier by Blood. Thank you, Guy. Thank you, Stuart. Thank you,
Yep.
Craig. Thank you, Mikey. Thank you, Tweezy. We will see you next week. And Mr. Ed, of course. So, see ya. I'll take a picture and then we'll get out of here.